to LGE for another day, the final day of the week of league racing in RTG, of course, this Thursday tier, round 3 in China. Of course, the Chinese circuit, been around since 2004. It's got 16 corners on the circuit, 2 DRS zones, and it is 5.4 kilometres in length. And it's said it's been around since 2004. So to go on to the standings, as I've just lost myself, go on to the standings. We've got Chuckle leading the way, who'd won last time out in COTA, of course, the US Grand Prix, and then Looney Man's in second with 34 points. Big gap with Chuckle being on 53. Bugatti's in third, obviously being on the podium last week. Fourth is Matty Jones, and fifth is Stephen Jones. Ferrari are leading the championship by 66 points. Williams are in second with 58, and McLaren are third with 49 points. You can see the standings in the Moments of the Week video or on the highlights that will be out tomorrow, or if you're watching, it will be on right now. You can see the rest of the standings. So we've got 20 drivers this evening, so we'll have the first 5 drop out in Q1. Q2 will be the next 5, and then we'll have the top 10 shootout for pole position. Fun fact about the Chinese Grand Prix, you can only remember in 2009 when Sebastian Buemi was hitting the brakes for the hairpin, of course turn 14, and lost both his front tyres in the process. So that is one of the most iconic moments from the circuit that I can think of as a fun fact. Of course, back with Lee again tonight. Chinese Grand Prix, Lee. Excited for it?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's obviously quite a lot of corridors for overtaking and such, so I'm expecting that we're going to see quite a bit of racing here, as well we always do here at RTG. But yeah, I'd say more so than often.
So I think Royal Rumble is going to be the driver up first.
Yeah, he's going to be the one who's sitting in the bunker. Oh, we've seen someone, a certain Ferrari, sitting in the pits now with his intermediate tyres on. Now, we were mentioning this just last night, weren't we? The intermediate championship or something that we were on about.
Yeah, in Q1, in Wednesday and Thursday. I don't know if they're doing separates or it's combined. The drivers who are on the intermediate tyres in this Q1 session are fighting to get the top spot out of the intermediate runners in that one and only lap that they do, as you're watching Royal Rumble come around turn 1 and into turn 2. So keep an eye out for that in these first sort of 5-6 minutes of the session for drivers. Actually, we'll put the tyre compounds out. So Chuckle is on the intermediate tyre. We haven't got people like Prodigy, who was here last night, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying he did have a bit of a stinker last night after he spun out on the start-finish straight. But Royal Rumble at the moment in this middle sector of the lap, of course, now entering the left-hander of turn 9, and then turn 10 is up on you thick and fast, and then you've got this short blast towards turn 11. Got a couple of iconic corners on this circuit. Of course, I haven't been here since 2019, since before the COVID pandemic. Hopefully we'll be back next year, and of course we're lucky enough to be able to race it in the game at the very least. But yeah, Royal Rumble making his way out that iconic turn 12 before he hits the brakes. Turn 13, sorry, and hits the brakes for turn 14. Makes his way around the final corner. He's going to set a banker for everyone else to beat. And it's a 133.5. A Williams of Phil then beats that by around 0.6 of a second and does a 132.9.
Yep, I think it's the Alpha Tauri of the Pretender who's up next. He's going to be the one who's next one setting the lap. Is he going to be able to get around a 132.9? No, he isn't. 133.573. So just marginally behind Royal Rumble and the Red Bull.
As Bugatti goes into second, Taylor Danny goes third, and then Matty Jones, who won the first race in Abu Dhabi, has now gone on to the top spot with a 32.7. I think he said it was his first. I think it was his first win as well, in RTG that first round in Abu Dhabi.
Oh well, it's always quite a joyous occasion when you do get your first win. We'll say that.
Just watching Danny make his way around the final corner where he goes wide actually, but he doesn't invalidate his lap time. He's able to put it on the board at 1:34.1, so quite a bit off the pace than other drivers who have set a lap so far. Racing Matt is the driver up next as he's making his way through the final corner. Make sure to keep it in track limits as you just go down the hill slightly and across the line to then complete the lap and do a 1:32.304.
Ooh, he's just on board there with Haas of Brad there, and just coming out of at the apex of the final corner, he just lost it, and just took too much of the apex, unsettled the car. Oh, chuckling Ginge out on the inters. So we're going to keep on board with Chuckle and we'll see how he's going to be able to do compared to Ginge. This is where the action's at, the real racing.
The intermediates.
Yep.
So it looks like there's only two of them doing it so far this evening. A driver on an actual lap on a dry tyre is RTG Prof tonight in the Mercedes. As he makes his way down through turn 12 and then on the banking of turn 13. Got a car up ahead of him. I think that's a Haas as you ride on the halo of the Mercedes. There's two of them there actually, and the one that's his teammate is actually not gone out the way. And as he now hits the anchors for turn 14 and then through the slight kink of 15, which I think we've said before, Lee, is one of those corners. It's the corner that's very much like the Bahrain final corner, just a lot tighter as Prof goes sixth fastest. Yeah,
like I never understand why the class it is two corners really when it's essentially just one corner. You know, like, I mean, like, fair enough, like, is it the start of Sector 2 at Mexico? I think it's like turns 6 and 7, possibly.
Mm.
And, well, understandable that being two corners, but it's just, I think it's silly at some points. Chuckle 138.3.
Yeah, so what's James going to be able to do? The NC drivers this evening doing the Inter Championship. Makes his way.
See. Oh, just wait to see Pat Bowden in the chat saying, yo guys. Alright, you there, bud.
So is Ginge going to beat that lap time of the 1:38? He does. 1:37.8.
So half a second quicker.
Yep, so Ginge, there you go. I think that's going to be it for drivers on intermediates. Ginge wins the intermediate championship for the Chinese Grand Prix.
Come on, Chuckle, come back out and respond. Don't do it again. Go quicker.
We've got RTG Lee on a lap in the final corners of the lap. He takes the final corner really rather nicely and then goes 8th fastest.
I think the next one is Koyak's Gamer, who's just come into Sector 2 there.
Yeah, in the Red Bull this evening. I think he was in the Alpine last night. Memory serves. No, he was in a Ferrari. He was in the Ferrari last night, and tonight in the Red Bull as he goes through turn 11 and then turn 12, and now this banking of turn 13, which in last year's game was absolutely treacherous. I think it's a little bit easier this year. The Opens DRS, we're going to be going over 200 miles an hour when we hit the brakes at the end of this straight. It's around the 100-metre ball where the curve starts on the left-hand side. Get the car tucked in nicely, and then exit, which a lot of the drivers in the game don't seem to take the exit towards the grass there, and then just go slightly wide, and then even more wide in the final corner, and validates his lap and the next.
That's a bit unfortunate, especially right at the end of the lap. You know you have to go and do another whole lap to get into the pits again. That's a bit of a killer. Joe, question.
Yeah.
Now, if memory serves me, did Koyak's Gamer race in LFR at
He
one
did,
point?
yeah. I thought this last night. Yes, he did.
I was thinking that myself.
Yeah.
So I was like, that name seems familiar.
Yeah, it did seem familiar to me. So I looked, and it is still in there at the moment. It's still open, but...
Oh,
yeah.
that's good to see him back again.
Yeah, but obviously, unfortunately for him, hasn't been able to put in a good lap time, or any lap time, should I say, actually. He's validating in the final corner. Looks like the only driver on a lap at the moment is Dan last night in the Mercedes, tonight in the McLaren as he goes through turn 13.
Just don't get them mixed up again.
When did I do that?
You were saying last night McLaren, Mercedes getting them mixed up.
Oh, yes, yes, I was having a funny one last night. It's funny how these things like it's... Yeah, it looked like he went quite wide through the hairpin. Yeah.
So, final corner, let's see what he's going to be able to put on the board. A 32.4. Doesn't really matter that he went wide, so he could have been on the top there.
Oh, Koyak's Gamer going again.
Oh, he's got enough fuel to go again. That's...
And he's probably got about enough battery as well. So...
Then again, it's going to drain a lot down that back straight.
Yeah, and he's got an Alfa Romeo ahead of him for good measure as well. Hopefully he'll get out of the way after turn 3. Yeah, of course, only done that one lap on the intermediate. Oh, I'm not sure if Ginge realises he's actually on the lap. He has done now, but that would have certainly not helped the lap time through turn 6. Now 7, and then 8, the fast sweeping left right-hander, and then into this double left. The Shanghai International Circuit, it's got a lot of different corners, actually.
Yeah. I would say that, yeah. I mean, you've got ones that just flow onto each other, other ones that are quite slow and quite annoying, I would say, at bits as well.
1 second, guys. I'm just going to change my audio slightly because I moved it last night. I might have to do it again this evening. Remember due to... Oh!
That was close.
That was Ferrari. I don't know why he decided to stand on the outside and didn't tuck into the inside. But...
Doesn't matter. 32.6 for Koyak's Gamer. Managed to nail that quite well on them old softs. So that was the Ferrari chuckle there, getting in the way. But then again, we'll go on board with Ginge, and he's right up Chuckle's tailpipe at the start of the lap. So how is this going to affect Ginge? Is he going to end up getting some of that dirty air and setting him off, or is that going to give him a bit better of a boost down that straight? After
He is going to get a boost, but is he also too close? Are they going to be almost fighting for track position into turn 14?
that's what I'm saying. So it's a dodgy one.
I definitely think Ginge might have played this beautifully here, actually. He's going to get a really good slipstream down this back straight. Certainly going to help his top speed performance, surely. As he hits the brakes. Looks like he has gained a little bit of time on that Ferrari. As Tyler, who took pole in Abu Dhabi, goes on to the top spot in Q1. Looking very close indeed. Ginge goes 9th fastest, Chuckles goes 5th fastest.
3/10 of a difference there. So what we've seen, Phil and Ginge both have the exact same time there. So yeah, but yeah, that being that close didn't seem to help Ginge out at all. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be enough for him to get through to the next stage of qualifying.
And we're watching Farth. I'm not sure I wonder if that's the Farth that we used to know, Lee. Name's been slightly changed. Not sure. Might have to ask him.
I was thinking that myself, but hey,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe, but you never know. As we've got 1.5 minutes left to go. Farth, another driver I've not seen before. I think a few of these drivers have come from another league that RTG have taken drivers from. I'm not sure what's happened to the other league, but there potentially is another day opening up for RTG. Not sure what day that will be. Or potentially, if they just got the numbers from next season, might have a slightly more mixed up set of drivers in the 3 days. We usually do have quite a few that race in 2 or 3 of the days. It's definitely nice to see some fresh faces. And as Farth makes his way out of the out of the banking and towards the hairpin. Nowhere close to the final corner yet, as he's getting right to the rev range of that Mercedes engine and gets nicely in to the apex of turn 14. We've got a Williams off the track there on the right hand side. I think that's actually unsettling. He's gone wide to not get a track limit violation, and he's also gone on to the top spot with a 32.076. Bit naughty.
Yeah, sorry, I got a bit distracted for a moment there. But 2 seconds.
So as the clock is about to tick down to 0, Royal Rumble's messed this up royally as the checkered flag is now out. We've got RTG Lee, who's on a lap. He could knock Bugatti out. Aki is out on a lap. Prof is in the pit lane, so he is potentially in danger. We've got the Pretender also on a lap, but Royal Rumble will be out. We'll see if Lee will be able to get through to the next part of qualifying. He goes 8th fastest, knocks Bugatti out after he got to Q3 last night. The Pretender going through the hairpin at turn 14 and then through the penultimate corner towards the final corner. The last driver who's able to make the great escape. Is that going to happen? It does. It knocks Taylor Danny out and he goes 14th and he lives to fight another day. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, so
very close times in that midfield.
Again, quite close between Prof and Taylor Danny there. 26 thousandths of a second between the two there.
I'll be back in just a second, Lee. I don't think I have my phone on me.
So folks, there we go, that's the end of the first of 3 qualifying sessions. Just waiting for, I think that's Aki getting wheeled back into his garage. And so we're seeing the fastest time up to now is a 132.076. That's going to be the time to beat. We're going to see anyone manage to get quicker than that, I would expect so. So, here we go, the finishing order for the first of 3 qualifying sessions. We've got Farth in first, Tyler, then it was Racing Matt, Dan, Chuck, Chuckle, Collex Gamer, Lee, Matty Jones, Ginge, Phil, Danny, Aki, The Pretender, and Prof. Prof just narrowly making it through there by the skin of his teeth. And, sorry that. And then we're seeing who are going to be starting on the grid from these places is going to be Taylor Danny in 16th, Bugatti Sullivan in 17th, 18th will be Royal Rumble, Perrin Bowden in 19th, and starting at the back of the grid will be Brad in the Haas. So, we'll see them possibly even making a little bit of a radical strategy going into the race and standing out from the rest. So moving on to the second of the 3 qualifying sessions, where we'll see the top 15 from Q1 battle out to see who is going to be the 10 that are moving through to the final of 3 qualifying sessions. So, is that you back?
Yeah, I've been doing something whilst you were talking there, but yes, I am back.
Yep, sweet. So who's going to be first out the box this time? It's looking like there's some activity in the Red Bull garage. Is that Koyak's Gamer, I think, might be the first one out.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, there's someone just ahead of him actually.
Oh, the Haas of Matty Jones. And then Ginger, been further down, also got out just before him. So we've seen quite a slower car come out of the garages already. So, see the cloud. Is it going to be able to start raining soon?
I'm not too sure. Don't think that'll be the case, but you never know. So, as we wait for some laps to get underway, as we're waiting for them, obviously preparing on their out laps. If you're watching the video, so you seem to have a decent amount of watches this. And if you haven't subscribed already and you're enjoying the content, of course, seeing the highlights videos, which I haven't mentioned yet, from last night, that came out a couple of hours ago now, make sure to go and check that out. If you didn't catch the live stream, just want a bit of a quicker, it's about a 10-minute rundown of everything from the start to through qualifying and obviously all the way to the end of the race with quite a few laps. You'll be able to see some action on, and you'll be able to see the same thing from this race potentially tomorrow as well, and then the moments of the week after that. But yeah, if you're watching and you're enjoying it, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, especially guys who are in RTG, please like the video, it really is appreciated. And yeah, hope you're enjoying the content as we've got Matty Jones on a lap. Have you left us, Liz?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
As we're just watching Matty Jones make his way down this short straight, obviously going to be able to set the benchmark. He's got a yellow flag in sector 1. I think that's an Alfa Romeo going slowly, letting a Ferrari go through. as we said in Q1, if actually really gets drained down this back straight, is where most of it is deployed to get up to the top end speed capable at this Shanghai circuit. And as he makes his way to the line, sets a benchmark of a 132.6, 133.1 for Ginge. Got Queeks Gamer up next as he invalidated last time on his first attempt. Hasn't done this time, a 33.2 for him. Probably quite a safe lap, just trying to get a banker under his belt. The Alpha Tauri of Racing Matt going across the line. Let's go fastest with a 132.6. Very close between the top two at the moment. The Pretender, his teammate, crossing the line now, going 8th. And
got Chuck in the Alpha Tauri just coming around the final corner now. Just gives the Apex just a little kiss. And he must have messed up on his lap, so that was only a 143.7, so that ain't a very good time he'll be going again. So the next one up is going to be Roth is going to be next up in the Mercedes. He's just coming down the back straight. He's got a Haas just ahead of him, which looks like it's giving him a bit of a toll. I think that may be the Haas of Matty Jones, is it?
Gunther
Yes,
Steiner is not going to be happy.
Nope. Nope. Is he what? So, Prof coming into the final corner now. How is he going to hook it up nicely? There we go. Getting that final corner done nicely in a 33.2.
The RTG lead. Up next, and then Danny, who's a few corners behind, just about to go into turn 9. As you see him make his way around the final corner, goes 5th fastest, just behind his teammate. As I said, Dan, a few corners behind, now going into turn 14. And just a short run, quite bumpy actually, between 14 and 16, with 15 in the middle of it. And he goes 11th, so he's in the danger zone. Obviously, we've got 8.5 minutes left to go, but still gonna have to go again.
So it's only going to be Tyler who's going to be up next, but he's just came out the pits. This is sort of the calm period right now, I would say.
It is. We've got Tyler John out of the pits now. Who was it then? It was Lee. Lee just ran out of fuel right to the end of the lap. Right at the end of the lap, should I say?
Did he try to go twice?
I don't know. Did he try and go twice?
Yeah, there, but I'm seeing Dan's run out of fuel by the looks of things. She's
yeah,
up to turn 60 now.
Obviously a thirsty circuit. Qatar as well on Monday. I know you were commentating and commentated in all 3 races this week. That was hard on fuel. My last stint, I was saving fuel like it was going out of fashion. That's why I was behind Ginge for so long.
So we've seen quite a few people start to come out again. Start to go on their out laps. So Phil's...
Oh, sorry, go on. Is Phil on the lap?
No, Phil just started the lap, he's invalidated, so not sure where that was, quite his game or...
I think he'll have enough fuel to go again if he does quite a slow cool down lap. Obviously he hasn't got a charger at the battery, it's just his fuel he's got to worry about. We've got Tyler John on his first attempt, or hopefully his first time lap of the day, as he goes into turn 6, the hairpin. Tricky corner to get right on the apex there, and as the corner sort of just curves slightly to the right, and then we go into this left right hander where in qualifying it can be flat, but it is got to be have your big boy pants on, I think, to be able to do that flat in race conditions as well. Maybe later on a fresh set of tyres, but earlier on with all that fuel on board, the car does feel quite heavy as Tyler makes his way through turn 13 rather nicely by the looks of it. A slingshot to this, I think it's about a 1 kilometre back straight, 3/4 of a mile or thereabouts before we hit the brakes.
Oh, we've just seen Curtis Gamer there getting a little bit squirrely there on the exit of the final corner, but he still manages to hook it up nicely and get the fastest lap put in.
Oh, it's
Tyler
sliding through the final corner there with a 131.9, absolutely on the limit in the final corner. Is Farth now making his way through turn 14, turn 15, really a nothing corner, and now into the final corner. The 90-degree left-hander, it certainly takes some doing to get it right as Farth goes third fastest.
So we've seen Tyler smash the fastest time from Q1 already now with a 131.9. And we're going to see that time drop any further.
Down he comes across the line, goes 7th fastest. Phil, as you said, invalidated his lap time. I think he's about to go again. Been going very slowly, so you've got to be careful with the tyres as well. It's definitely a bit of a catch-22, talking about your fuel, your battery and your tyres, and keeping them up to temperature on your lap. He might suffer in the first couple of corners here, as we'll ride on board with the Williams driver, my McLaren teammate on a Monday. Oh, gets the back end out a little bit there through the exit of turn 2. And struggling to get the power down by the looks of things through turn 3. As he goes through turn number 7, keeping it flat but staying quite away from the apex, going through turn 8, getting over to the right, also again missing the apex of turn 9, but gets it all sorted for turn 10, and then got a bit of thinking time before the brakes as we hit them for turn 11. Through turn 12 we go now. Looks like he's got a bit of marbles on the right hand front there, just getting off the racing line. That may not help him. Got a car pulling to the right, that's a Mercedes. Another car pulling to the right, the McLaren, I think of it would have been Danny.
Yep.
Phil goes into the final few corners. What's the time going to be? He's got a 133.489 to beat. He does, just gets into the top 10 with a 33.0.
And again, we've got Prof just coming around turn 14/15. Coming up to the final corner now.
and then goes straight into the pit. Got Chuckle starting his lap. This will be his final attempt with the time left on the clock.
Well, we've got his brother Chuck in Alfa Romeo just coming around at the final corner now. Hits that apex beautifully there. It comes across the line, puts in a 132.2. Nicely done there. That puts him in second place. Dan in the McLaren. Round in the final corner now in the final stretch to the line. 32.5.
Goes fifth. Proft's in the pit, so Proft is the first man out and looking likely that he's going to be starting 15th. We've got most drivers on a lap now, or out on track. Only one of them not on a lap is Ginge, who's now just started his final attempt with only a few seconds left on the clock. Phil will be out as well, seeing as he's got no fuel left, no time left, so he will at least be starting 12th as the checkered flag is about to fall. I'm just trying to work out who we've got up first. I think it's Aki coming around the final corner and across the line, goes fourth. That's a bit better from him. Matty Jones now crossing the line, goes second. That drops RTG Lee into a precarious position. He's going to know about it as well, as Chuckle is down in 10th, so he's going to have to put a better lap in as he makes his way through the final corner. The man on pole last week, is he going to get through into Q3? He is, as that was a very close time. The very close times at the top as Lee crosses the line, goes 7th. That knocks Danny out of qualifying. We've got the Pretender making his way around the penultimate corner and through the final corner to cross the line, and he goes 11th, so he's not going to get through. So Dan is the only one at risk now, and Ginge has been looking like he's been on a good lap as of now.
Yep, Manchester nailed the apex perfectly at turn 14 there. Round in the final corner, just giving that inside curve a little kiss there. 132.1, puts it into third. Nicely done there. So that's Dan pushed out and down into 11th.
Yeah.
So there we go, that's for final order.
For the top, for the bottom 5 anyway, from 11th to 15th. So obviously we have the top 10 shootout next. So obviously once again all resets the lap times, and it will be the quickest driver in Q3 that will be on pole position.
So seeing we've got plenty of people in the chat right now. Welcome along, people, and yeah, feel free to fire your comments in. Also,
yeah, I was going to say, who's going to be on pole? And I'm surprised I've not heard a little bit more, or anything actually, from Swift Edits, I think it is. So yeah, get talking in the chat, guys. Who do we think is going to be on pole for this race in China?
Now we'll find out in just about 12 minutes time. So we're just waiting for Aki to get wheeled back into the garage. There we go, that is the end of the second qualifying session. Seen Tyler get the fastest lap there and getting it into the 131s. Just behind him was Chuckle, just off by just under 2/10. Ginge in third, racing Matt fourth, Matty Jones fifth, Chuck in sixth, Kayaks Gamer, Lee, Aki then fourth. They will all be moving on to the next stage of qualifying. Ones who will not be moving on is Dan, the Pretender, Danny, Phil and Prof, who will all be starting 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th respectively. I'm pretty sure I just seen a message come up there from a certain Swift and just vanish again.
It was a swift message.
Yeah, it was. That Swift, I couldn't even get a chance to read it. So
I think it
our
said something like,
Watkins,
sorry.
what was I say? Our Watkins is saying that Chucky is going to take it. So, what Chucky is that? Chuck or Chuckle?
Yeah, there's 2 Chuckles. There were 3 at a point. There was 3 at one point.
And there's still always been 3 Chuckle brothers, even though people say there isn't. Was it you? I used to have that debate with.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea, I've got to be honest. As drivers now,
Maybe something about it.
as drivers now getting out on the track. Matthew Jones was the first driver out on track last time. It's another Matt out on track first in this blue, white and red Alpha Tauri. Still unsure whether I like the red on the Alpha Tauri or not.
I mean, it does stand out a bit more, I would say. I do quite like it. I've kind of grown a bit more to it, but one thing I will say that does set the car off as well is it having the Red Bull Pirellis on it. Like, I've noticed on, like, other cars, like, say, like, if, like, the mediums were on a certain car, say, and I was like, just doesn't look right. You know, the colours matching up.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just looks weird. Or I'm just being weird, I don't know. It's one or the other.
Don't know, mate. Don't know. So we've got 9 of the 10 drivers out on circuit. Tyler has yet to vacate the pit lane. As we're just watching Racing Matt start his first attempt, followed by Farth. Then I think it's... Is it Chuck after? No, it's not. It's Ginge after that.
Then Chuckle.
Then
Is it?
No, then Lee. And
then Matty Jones.
And Matty Jones is after that. So hopefully we can keep that order on our head. So we've got Farth after this.
You're going to forget this sector 3.
No, I'm going to try and make sure. You try and make sure to remember as well, Leas, alright? So, Racing Matt is making his way through turn 8 and 9. And then finishing off with turn 10 before you get that break before the next few corners.
Now it's just flat out straight right down to turn 14. Remember now Sebastian Buemi had his famous accident, a hard break in here, right down to 40 mile an hour there. From all the way at 200. Just breaking, and the amount of G's that is putting through your body is immense. 131.7. Nicely done there from Racing Matt. It's going to be the banker for Q3. Seen Farth putting in at 131.9. Ginge with 132.9. Lee with 133.6. You're going to have to go again. Matty Jones with 133.2.
Yeah, but very close between Farth and Ginge. Ginge has been able to, looks like he's been able to hook it up. He's going slowly for some reason.
Yeah, I think he's made an error, so he's going to be going again. Here's Quiet's game. I'm trying to pick up a bit of a toe off of him.
That might have slowed him down, actually. Oh, he's lost his front wing.
He spun out.
Actually, yeah, I couldn't see it from the halo before. Couldn't see the fact that he actually lost his front wing. as Coix makes his way through the final corner and goes on to the front row, with Racing Matt staying on provisional pole for now. Chuck up next, then his brother Chuckle. What is Chuck going to do? He's actually just started the lap. Yeah, he invalidated. As Chuckle goes on to the front row. Yes, sir.
Oh, let's see, what was the gap there?
Wow.
71 thousandths.
Yeah, very close.
So 700ths of a second between first and second right there. And third and fourth is awfully close as well. Well, third to fifth, sorry, is awfully close.
Very close.
Oh no, fifth to 32, my mistake. But after the distance there. I think Chuck invalidated on the final corner, so
yeah, he must have done. It was close though.
Back. It's always like a pain in the arse, I will say, invalidating on the final corner, especially at this track.
Yeah, it's a difficult corner actually to keep within track limits, I must say.
Oh yeah, because you are pushing it right at the very end just to try and squeeze as much time out of it as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Tyler, who was the fastest time in Q2. He's just coming up to turn 14 now. He's going to start his lap in just a few moments' time. He was waiting just until everyone got out of the way and got their laps in, so you've got a clean track ahead of him. See what the Williams driver is going to do.
I'm not sure if this is going to be his one and only lap, unless he goes again on the same tyre. But with the amount of fuel he has on board, it's not looking like that'll be a likely prospect as he goes through into turn 2, which is a tricky corner. Sort of 1 and 2 is one corner, but it's sort of 2 as well, actually, even though obviously they have called it 2 corners, but in the true sense of the word of the corner, a lot of the time they do get it wrong, like we said about 10-15 after the hairpin, which is just the tiniest little turn to the right. As we go through turn 7, which is quite a big turn to the left, and another big turn to the right.
Just hear that Mercedes engine and that Williams just screaming as he was coming around turn 7 there. Just trying to keep the revs as steady as he can so he's got that stability around him. Turn 13, I think he was getting a little bit off there, but he managed to keep it nice and steady. Hard braking into turn 14 now. Oh, he leaves it a little bit later to turn in. Get the car rotated nicely there, coming into the final corner now. Oh, and he just invalidates on the exit. Just took that a little bit too much curb. So, is he going to have enough time to get back to the pits and get a lap in?
I don't think so, unless he cuts the corner here before turn 6. And before turn 5, actually, that's like kink. Before turn 6, there's some runoff here to the right, which he at the last second decides to take. It is a bit quicker. Well, it's a lot faster actually. He kicks the rear end out as it's a much tighter corner than turn 6.
But then again, his tyres will be that wee bit dirty with the marbles and that.
I don't think he has enough time. I really don't.
I don't think so myself. Unless he absolutely blasts it on his outlap.
Yeah, and cuts that corner again. Maybe, but I don't think that corner really gives you too much time advantage. It's not like, I don't know. I'm thinking at Bahrain at turn 1.
Oh yeah, because you do get quite a bit of time at that.
Oh, it is. I think it is F1 Bath, actually. Did you see him in the comments?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. As I said, we've got drivers on out laps, but Tyler just coming to the pits. No, he hasn't got enough time.
Nah, he's not. That's it. So he's going to be starting at the very least 9th, depending on if Trip gets a lap in or not.
Yeah, well, he just has to get some form of lap in, and then Tyler is starting 10th. He actually finished. He finished
Right.
He finished Q1. Yeah, as Tyler is saying, he's screwed it.
Yep, we screwed the pooch on that one, unfortunately. So, question for you though. Do you remember an infamous moment from here? I think it may have been 2007.
What, Lewis Hamilton?
Yep.
Yeah, of course I remember it.
He beached it going into the pits.
Dealing with Sebastian Vettel over Turkey in the pit lane here. I think it was 2016, I think.
That was a beaut.
So, I'm not talking about blast from the past, we're talking about right now. And Racing Matt, right now, is on his final attempt, on provisional pole as it stands. And let's see if he can improve on that. Give himself more of an advantage. He hasn't got much of an advantage right now, but he goes faster. 3 sector 1. It was only by 100 of a second that he went faster. So, really needs to try and find something else in this second sector. And after this, Lee, who have we got after that? Tyler stayed in the pit, so he hasn't even bothered to come out. Quicks Gamer. Oh, actually, we'll just keep an eye on Farth, who dies into the pit. So he just didn't make it in time for whatever reason. We'll see Racing Matt. He's making his way towards the final few corners.
Looks like he just missed his braking a wee bit going into turn 14. Was in a little bit deep. Trying to make up for it in the final corner, and he does. 131.599. It's the fastest time set by anybody yet.
Lee goes third fastest, gets onto the second row. Aki is up next, not set a lap time yet. This is a last gasp attempt from the Mercedes driver. Goes sixth with a 32.8. And Chuckle goes on to provisional pole with a 31.5. Matty Jones crosses the line in fourth. Coints Gamer is on a flyer as well as Chuck, who's about to come through the final corner. Chuckle took pole last time out. Is he going to do it once again, or is Chuck going to be able to get himself up there? No, he goes 8th fastest, moves himself up. Queeks Gamer is the last driver who's 0.3 up on his lap time as it stands. Has he got to put in a really good final sector? Is he going to put it on pole? He does! Oh!
So, he steals pole away from Chuckle at the very last second.
Yep.
By 88 thousandths of a second there, putting in a 131.4. Nicely done there from the Red Bull of Quicks Gamer, getting that pole position. Chuckle in second. Racing Matt is third. Lee is in fourth. Matty Jones in fifth. Ginger in sixth. Firth in seventh. Chuck in eighth. Aki in ninth. And Tyler in 10th. Unfortunately, not able to get a lap in. So, moving on. That was quite a mad one.
Yeah,
I mean,
was.
between 4th and I think that was 8th there. It was about 10th.
Yeah. So, as we get ready for the start of the race, Quicks Gamer is on pole. Of course, we don't have formation laps at the moment due to a bit of a glitch in the game, so we'll have a bit of time waiting. We'll have a quick look at the tyre situation between drivers. It probably will change on our screen whilst we're talking about it, but it's looking like mediums and hards are going to be the way forward. Obviously, drivers are going to have fresher sets of tyres, both soft tyres anyway, who did not get to Q3, as they didn't have to use them. Then we should see some charges through the field by people like Tyler, John, but we'll have to wait and see. It's a Quicks game on pole for the first time in RTG. I'm not sure if he's taken a full-time seat or not. I'll actually just go and check that quickly whilst we wait a second. So I think Quicks is a reserve at the moment. If the standings are correct. So I think we'll get going in a few seconds' time. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the countdown. So a bit longer than usual this wait. We'll just see again. I think, yeah, still people on medium and hard tyres throughout the field. It's pretty much a 50-50 split. We can't keep too much of an eye on it now because we'll be getting going in any moment. At any moment.
Starts playing countdown theme tune.
Yeah.
Boom.
So,
oh
right, we're about to get underway. 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And we're away for the Chinese Grand Prix in the Thursday tier. Quicks Gamer obviously on pole, and he's got a really good getaway as we go towards turn 1, side by side between the Ferrari and the Alfa Tauri, the Haas and the Alfa Romeo. Also side by side, that Ferrari on the inside is going to turn into the outside. That Haas looking like quite feisty there from Matty Jones, fighting tooth and nail with Lee in that Ferrari. As we go through turn 4, we've got the McLaren in the background of the Pretender fighting, Danny fighting with that Mercedes now of Aki. And Tyler already trying to make up some places after not setting a lap in Q3. As Ginge right behind that Ferrari, almost pushing him through turns 7 and 8. As we go through towards turn 9.
Seen a bit of action there between Per Bowden and Brad there. Looks like Brad managed to get past Per Bowden there around turns 8 there.
Always we've got to drive around. It's Aki who's just been slightly spun. We've seen the tyre strategy, it's hard medium or medium soft. And he's now fallen down the order slightly as we go and look at the front of the field.
So Pretenders made a move. Contact.
Yeah, it was a slight bit of contact at the front as we go on to the second lap. Quicks Game is still in the lead of this race.
I think it was it Tyler there or a Pretender? Just went right wide there at the final corner there. I think it was Pretender going really wide there, and he's almost torpedoing right into the back of Dan there in the McLaren, like going into turn 2 there.
And Chuckle just getting past Racing Matt around the outside at turn 4 on the hard tyres at the moment.
There was Ginge having a wee look around the outside of Lee at turn 6 there.
Always we've got Brad who's fallen down the order. He's spun at turn 6, started in last place, had moved up a few places, and now only gained 1 place since the start after losing quite a few places after that spin.
Yeah, but it's a bit brings you down a bit when you do end up having a terrible start like that, but if you just keep powering on, things might turn around your way, and it looks like there's...
Oh, and
it's
someone
turned
turning around the wrong way.
Yep, wide there, and they're seen... Oh, was that Chuckle and Racing Martin? Racing Martin finally getting back past Chuckle there on the start-finish straight. See Farth there. Yep, sorry, my mistake. Farth there was looking right up for a move there on Ginge there for P5, going into turn 14 there. X Gamer setting the fastest lap, 136 flat.
With DRS now enabled also, and we've seen quite a lot of racing so far, seeing some hard racing in turn 1 and 2 as Farth going up the inside, the new boy trying to make an impression on the Thursday tier as he makes his way through turn 4 on the outside of Ginge, on the inside at turn 5, and then crucially on the brakes on the inside at turn 6. But Ginge still trying to hold on. I think they made a bit of contact there, but Farth holding on to 5th place.
Yep, they were interlocking the wheels there going into turn 6 there. As I was on board with Ginge there. We're battling out tooth and nail there for that position. Now Farth is going to be eyeing up Matty Jones just ahead of him. He's going to have
and Tyler,
DRS.
Going up the inside at turn 11. Seen a move like that once before, many moons ago, and gets up into 7th place.
He's getting a wee bit squirrely there, going around turn 13 there. This is going to leave him vulnerable to Chuck before the DRS zone. And yep, there we go, he makes it look easy. But then again, he's going to have a bit of trouble just ahead of his teammate Ginge.
Dan and the Pretenders, he tries to work around the outside, but Danny closes us off on the inside and stays in 10th place.
Oh, listen, that has brought that gap right down.
Yep. Very close at the front. Nice to see some new faces as well.
I think he's brought that down by a second already on Quietest Gamer. So I think Quietest Gamer's just used up a bit of his battery. Now he's just hanging back now.
Oh,
we were seeing Farth going for a move on Matty Jones around the outside of turn 6. And they're still battling out. He's going to have the inside line for turn 7. Is he going to go for it? He is.
Oh, wow.
And they're going side by side. Now, Matty's going to have the inside line to turn 8.
Oh.
I think Farth was just getting a little bit shaky there as not being on the racing line. So he had to give up that fight there. And let Matty just get away. But he's going to have the DRS. And I don't think Matty is going to have it. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's so close. It's a second. Is it within a second, or does a second count? Because he was bang on a second. I'm not too sure. We'll find out. No, he doesn't have the DRS, but Farth does. So makes quick work as we've had our first retiree, and that's Brad, who's retired on track, which is not something we're used to seeing in RTG. And now Farth on the charge of the top 3. As Chuckle takes the virtual the virtual Grand Prix from Cobadira line through the final corner.
It's just seen Racing Matt there. Now he's up in first place.
Oh, Tyler trying to around the outside at turn 2, going to use the inside. They make contact, but I think he's made it through, or not just yet. Not if Ginge has anything to say about it. And as they make contact, everyone was a bit hot under the collar last night. It looks like it's transitioned to Thursday as well.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Looks like Ginge giving just a wee love tap under braking just to unsettle him going into turn 6. And it did just that. And now he's going to be eyeing up that 6th position just ahead, and he's just stalking the back of Ginge. He's going to be going for it now, but then again he gets a bit squirrely going around turn 13 there and nearly loses the tail end. So he's going to have to be patient and wait until the next lap before he's able to strike.
As Chuckle getting quite close to the back of Coit's Gamer and Racing Matt, who has been in the lead for a lap or two. He's just trying to extend that gap. As the gap's been extended through Racing Matt, sorry Lee.
No, I was just having a look at tyres and the second, fifth is all on the hard compound tyres.
Yeah, well, then it should be quite easy for Racing Matt for the next couple of laps to try and build more of a gap. It's what he needs to do to still be in the
Tyler,
fight.
I would stay on board with Tyler right now. He's just going for a move around the outside of turn 8 and they're banging the wheels. Going around turn 9 and 10.
And again.
Ginger's leaving him no room.
I think.
And it looks like Ginger's going for a dive.
Oh no!
Oh!
No. Oh, that's not good. Not good. Don't see that too often in RTGR. I don't think I've ever seen that. So, obviously, a bit of frustration starting to show. But the top drivers at the top there, Farth is now getting involved and trying to get into these podium positions.
Also seen both McLarens are battling out. They're going into turn 14, doing the two Dans, Danny and Dan.
Is Bugatti going to go for an overtake into turn 1? He is. He's got the inside line.
Sorry, he'll get on board with Farf right now. Looks like he could be going for a move down into turn 6. Nope, he's going to be patient, but all this battling here is allowing Racing Matt to just pull away, and now he's got the gap to 2 seconds now. Or well, thereabouts anyway. Oh, Tyler's out.
Yeah, he's retired in the pit lane.
He's tired. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Obviously got a bit annoyed with that as well. I'm sure we'll see some reports tonight. I don't think we had any last night. Is this trio fighting for second place so close together, and it's also just allowing Matty Jones to catch up as well, as Farth now looking up the inside as they make contact, and as it's now a drag race with Chuckle, the only driver not having that DRS, and now Coit's Gamer looking back up the inside, and then Chuckle has to go defensive. It means that Farth had to go to the outside. They make contact, Coit's Gamer and Farth, but they both come out unscathed in the end. But Farth has moved up into third and now on the hunt for second, and that car is so slippery on the straights.
Yeah, but you just managed to get that up to second place there. Nicely done there from Farth. After, whereabouts is it? He's came from 5 places back, so he's starting 7th. We've seen yellow flag in sector 3. Who'd that be? That is a Mercedes.
Okay, and it's a safety car.
Oh, so this is going to spice things up a little. We're going to see.
Is this a little. What? Now, is this the point where people on the mediums now go for that medium soft strategy we saw on the predictive strategies graph at the start?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, we've only seen Prof who's into the pits now. We've seen the tyres he's going on the white wall Pirellis, the harder compound. We've seen Royal Rumble, who is on the hardest right now. He's got nothing to lose right now anyway.
It could be medium soft from now on, essentially.
Mediums for him.
Yeah, I think it would be medium softs if he was to pit again.
Yeah, I think that would be the ideal strategy.
I think Royal Rumble has still got a fresh set of softs available. And we will have a couple of laps like this. Is a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car for Prof. Oh, that was a rookie mistake. So the safety car is on the exit of turn 4. Everyone's still having to stick to a doubter, but you see Racing Matt into the pits. Farth comes in as well. They're all coming in. That's surprising, I've got to be honest. As Dan, first one to stay out. He wants to take the lead, which I think is going to, yeah, it is going to happen. So Dan will take the lead on the hard tyres. And he's going
Danny's staying out as well.
Yeah, so he gets into third. That just changed up the whole strategy now. The whole order of the field is changed.
Oh, Phil was on softs.
Yeah, so he's going to do soft mediums. I don't think that's a bad call, actually, in the midfield, or sort of at the back of the midfield. Try and gain some places, then... I mean, if the soft can do 9 laps, could he do softs, maybe?
I mean, it is possible, but he's going to have to take care of them a little, I would say. Just a little.
So, while we wait, we said the other day, I was thinking, I'm sure Jack will help me with it, overtakes of the month video. I think this is, isn't it? This is the last, actually, wait there, I'll just get my calendar up quickly. So Monday is the last race of the month.
Cool.
So, going to get some of those overtakes, 10, maybe a bit more, and we're going to put a private video up just for the drivers and RTG to see. They're going to take their votes on which one they think is the best, and then sort of a week into August, we'll have a video up, I think.
Sweet, that will be quite awesome to see.
So, one more lap, I think, under the safety car. I don't think... Oh, is Chuckle trying to burn some fuel here?
Chuckle?
Yeah, he was really revving quite aggressively. And I'm sure we'll get back underway on the next lap, which will be lap 11.
Yeah, I could see he's holding the brake on. Yeah, he's trying to burn some fuel, so
Yeah,
he's running a bit full.
He's 2 laps over fueled.
Oh, that's a bit too much.
So we've just got the final 2 drivers of Royal Rumble and Aki to join the back of the field. Once we go around turn 10, which is now and at the end, or 2/3 of the way down this straight here, the safety car will announce it's coming into the pit lane, and Dan will now take control. There was definitely something quite satisfying about leading a pack at the end of a safety car.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna lie, I've done it a couple of times where I've just been like, you know what, I've not been in the lead for a good long while, so I'm like, you know what, I'll stay out. I want to lead the pack for a wee bit, just for a bit of self-pleasure, you know? You know what I'm saying, right? Just satisfy the ego a wee bit. I was leaving the race for a wee bit at least.
For all of 3 corners. And,
Pretty much, yeah.
and as the safety car is now entering the pit lane, so Dan can go whenever he likes. And my guess will be it'll be either out of this corner or the next. And it's this one. As we go around the final corner, and racing will get back underway again, as a few of them have been caught off guard. Farf, however, has just had to lift off the throttle actually, as he couldn't make the overtake as we went over the start-finish lines. 3 wide into turn 1, got Chuckle on the inside. Taylor is around and has come a cropper as Quick's Gamer tries to go at the inside of Chuckle, and now being squeezed out. Well, it was somewhere where Quick's didn't really want to be. And within all that drama, Racing Matt has taken the lead once again.
Yep, so
Lee Farth right at the back of Dan, but now going past before we even hit the brakes for turn 11, and is now on the hunt of that Alpha Tauri. This man started in 7th place, I think Farth started, and he's really been on a charge. Bowden around at turn 13. We've got three drivers, Lee, 3 drivers into turn 14. As Chuckle gets past Dan as well.
So them old hard tyres are not doing him any justice right now.
It's not going to be long till he pits though, and the field is still quite close together, and I think a lot of them are going to have to pit again.
Oh, Prof's in. I'm guessing he's had some damage. I'll go
no,
and
it's
check
a drive-through. It's a drive-through,
I
think. There's Matty Jones all over the back of Dan on those old hard tyres. He's been given just enough room on the outside, but not enough to make the move. But then he gets the switcheroo at turn 6 and gets past. And I think that has definitely been confirmed with that extra grip through turn 7.
Yeah, we've seen Chuck here just wanting to get past this McLaren as much as possible. He's just holding them up now, and he's managing to get past out on the exit of turn 10.
Yeah.
Now he's going to have his teammate. He's going to be holding up with Danny.
I'm sure. Oh no, they've made contact. They've made contact. We've got to go back to the front quickly because I think Farth is going for it. He's had a hell of a restart.
Just watching this battle for 7th.
As we've got a battle for 3rd as well going on into turn 14. And then, as you said, 4 cars fighting for that 7th place. As Bugatti goes up the inside of Dan as well. So just going backwards, basically. Now is that McLaren as DRS is enabled on lap 13.
Yeah, we've seen Phil managing to make up quite a few places since that safety car on them soft compound tyres. And he's going to be eyeing up that 7th place and trying to get past that McLaren of Danny.
And Phil is trying to make good progress. Still got a lot of battery, so he's got that to use to his advantage as he gets a bit oversteery through turn number 6, and now he's got that Aston Martin and Bugatti who overtook Dan into turn 14 on the last lap, right on his gearbox.
Yeah, we've seen Lee here trying to get past at turns 9 and 10 on Dan, but it seems Dan's just going that slow on them hard compound tyres that Lee actually gave him just a wee bump. Oh, and it looks like Chuckle going for that move on racing Matt for P2 with the aid of the DRS.
And someone else going for an overtake is Phil on those soft tyres, trying to use them for the best of his advantage for the short amount of time he's got on short amount of time he's got with grip on this soft tyres. As I think now comes the audio glitch.
Yeah, but it's always about the halfway point that it starts to come.
As Quakes Gamer trying to go up the inside of Racing Matt, he's now lost that position to Chuckle, who's going to try and be on the charge of Farth. And just calmed down for a moment, or maybe not actually, at the front, as Quakes is not going to be best pleased. He couldn't get past in turn 2. I tell you what though, Lee, I know we're halfway through this race and obviously 2.5 races before the end of the week, but I think it's been an absolute cracker of races this week.
Oh yeah, I would say certainly. You had that spectacular racing Qatar, brilliant race yesterday in Hungary, and now today, up to now in China. Brilliant. It looks like Quakes Gamer is going for the move on the racing Matt. He slips to the right hand side with the aid of the DRS, moves back in under the braking, gets that third place nicely sealed.
As Dan loses another place, started I think 11th lap in first place, and now on at the 15th, and he's down in 13th place.
Yep, that just goes to show you big difference in grip and how much it does affect you after they start to fall off the cliff.
And the top two now on the medium tyres, but of course Farth getting into the lead a few laps before Chuckle could get into second place, get into some clean air to try and get that gap back down again. He's just got over a 2.3 second advantage as it stands. Do you know what, Lee? I've always liked China. I think China is a brilliant circuit, to be honest.
Same. I still remember having my very first league race here, and I was on controller at the time, and I was going down the back straight, and I went to go and fix my headset, and somehow I ended up turning the left and just going straight into the wall. Because my controller had stick drift, which was always fun. But seeing Taylor Dunny around at turn 10, and now he's just lost the position to Croft there.
Yeah, he has indeed. Fast, actually, that gap is getting bigger. But still Racing Matt staying on the gearbox of that Red Bull, and Danny up the inside at turn 1, but then the switcheroo from Phil on the soft tyres, still trying to make the best of the grip he has left, and a great overtake to get back up into 7th place as Dan now pits surely for the medium tyres. We'll be on the freshest tyres.
Softs.
And yeah, he's gone for the softs. That's interesting. I like that strategy.
So, are they going to be able to last him until the end? Are they going to be able to do 12 laps? I mean, I would say it could be possible, but then again, it's the soft tyres we're talking about here.
Well, Phil's on the softs, and he's been on those for about 5 laps.
I reckon we could see a change for third place here as Quakes Gamer. He's slipping and sliding all around on 12 and 13 there, and that's left him vulnerable there to Racing Matt in the AlphaTauri, who's overtook him before the DRS is even open. And that's him moved up into third place.
gap starting to come back down now from Chuckle. As we go on board with Chuckle, he's getting a bit out of shape at turn 15, and Danny going up the inside of Phil. And those soft tyres already becoming an issue.
Yep, so I don't think that Dan's going to be able to do
12 laps,
take
you said,
them
didn't
to
we?
the end.
Coik still trailing behind. We've got a
Oh,
yellow
that's Aki.
flag.
Round turn 15.
Oh dear. Two Mercedes have not had the best of days, and now Phil losing the place to Bugatti, where the mediums are now going to be in a class of their own, I think, at this point in the stint.
I think Phil's away to box. That's a lot. He's going to have to, I would say.
I don't see the drivers on the mediums making it all the way either, to be honest.
Oh, I've been held up in the pits. I mean, some of them could stretch it, but I would say it would be better for them to possibly come in and get a set of soft tyres.
Yeah, well, they've already done 8 laps. They've already done 8 laps. We've got a yellow flag again at turn 1. That's another Mercedes, or the one of Aki, who's, I don't know how he spun there.
I think he's maybe just got too much on the throttle coming out of the pit lane, and he's just lost it. But he's just about to be lapped by Farth, who's just came around the final corner.
Yeah, it's not got far to go. Obviously, I think Farth is going to have to pit again. I don't see the mediums doing 20 laps.
No, Phil's in.
Another set of softs, I reckon. It's got to be at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you will have to set a spare there from qualifying.
Yeah,
also,
maybe
so
he's oh yeah, he might have had 2 sets. See if he does. See what he goes on to. He trundles down the pit lane. It's 70 kilometres an hour. Puts it, yeah, another set of softs on.
just paying attention to this battle here for third place here as Kayak's Gamer is all over the rear end of Racing Matt. Racing Matt's doing his best to try and hold on. I know that he's going to be going to the end on this hard compound.
Yeah, well, he's going to start looking very good soon. If these others don't really want to pit, which I'm sure they don't, they'd rather let those mediums last the rest of the stint, or the rest of the race, and have the stint to the end of the race. But if they do, Racing Man, I think he's going to be in a really good position, even potentially to fight for the lead.
Yeah, certainly in the later stages, and I would say after, say, lap 24 maybe.
Yeah, 23, 24. I think that's the maximum the medium's going to last. So I think they're going to have to be pitting on lap 20, 21 for the soft tyre.
Possibly. I mean, Phil's just managed to make a place up on the Pretender there. Around turn 13. Is he going to have the DRS? I think he is, yes he is. So he's already a second past him before the DRS zone.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show the superiority of the soft compound tyres right now.
Of course, the track is going to be really rubbered in now with these final third of the race. Interesting. Talking about strategy, I really think we're going to see some pit stops soon. Maybe not from Racing Matt. The top two, I think, Lee, looking at how the interval has been, obviously you could go and have a look at their lap times, but I think these two have been very, very similar on lap time. As Dan gets past the Pretender as well. And within half a lap, Lee, that Phil is taking half a second out of Royal Rumble.
No, that's just going to show you. And I just noticed the times between the top two seems to
sorry, thought Bugatti was going to go for it there into turn 14.
Oh, but then again,
Here we go, racing Matt in the pits. Sorry, Matty Jones in the pits. Surely everyone's got to respond to this. That safety car really, really threw a spanner in the works.
for a lot of people, yeah, definitely. Especially the hard runners. Mediums and not so much, as they would have been on them tyres much longer.
He's gone on the mediums. Matty Jones gone on the mediums.
He might not have a fresh set left. Aki's was tired in the pit lane. That's fortunate from the Mercedes man.
Yeah. But what are the as Chuckle's starting to close that gap up now, and Coix has stayed within DRS for quite a few laps and just troubling the back. These mediums still looking good on Coix, but he might have been saving behind Racing Matt. His Racing Matt gets out of shape at turn 13, goes to the inside pretty much straight away. But I think that's all he could do, because Coix is just going to sail on by. Is Racing Matt, was that intentional? I don't think it was.
No, I think he was just that bit wet on his brakes and just outbraked himself going into turn 14 there. But that's going to hinder him there going into turn 1 then.
It's Bugatti. And Ginger's gone into the pits as well, so he's going for another set of tyres. I think at this point you've got to go for the softs, as Bugatti's still stuck behind Danny. Royal Rumble into the pits, soft tyres for him, soft tyres for Ginge. This final stint of the race seemed like it's become quite exciting.
No 6 man.
No worries. As we wait to see what others do to respond. Obviously, Racing Matt, the driver in the top 5, the only driver in the top 5 to be on the hard tyre, and he certainly is going to be going to the end. So these other drivers have got to make a decision now, and they've got to make a decision quick within this lap or the next. Otherwise, they're going to have to stay out till the end. Just Chuckle getting closer and closer to Farth. And what are they going to do? We've got to keep an eye on Matty Jones and Ginge and seeing how quickly they're moving up the order. As Farth pitch. Chuckle thought about it and then thought again. Decided to pit as well. Coix Gamer stays out. Of course, Racing Matt is going to stay out as well. Chuck stays out also. This is very interesting. Matty Jones making his way into the hairpin. Has pitting a little earlier onto the medium tyres, knowing that they're certainly going to last till the end. He hasn't taken a risk. So Farth now just exiting the pit lane. Here comes Matty Jones. And Farth and Chuckle get out ahead.
So, Farth just came into the pits. We're going to see the rest of these medium runners jump in also.
So down on the softs, pitting again for another set of softs. What's Coix Gamer going to do? I think he's starting to get to a point, Lee, where he's just going to try and hold out to the end.
I think he's got no other option right now, to be honest, unless he just absolutely books it and try to get onto the soft tyres, get a good inlap.
And Racing Matt, though, trying to go up the inside, and does go up the inside, takes the lead at turn 14. Switchback, however, though, for Coix Gamer. Does that mean he's coming into the pits, though? No, he stays out.
No.
So that's it. I think that's the decision made from him. He's going to have to stay out from now on. There's no point starting again. I think he knows it as well, so he's fighting for the lead now. They go into turn 1. Oh, there was the Alpha Tauri got a bit out of shape there in turn 1 as they get to the apex of turn 2. As Danny moves up a place. And the other thing to note, apart from Prof, no one's had a penalty this evening, which is really nice actually, knowing that they are all racing for position right now.
Yeah, so it is quite good in that respect. We've seen Ginger just putting in the fastest lap of the race up to now. And then fresh, soft compound tyres, but we know that could all change. Oh, goddamn sun glitch.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? We've still got the top 2 within a second of each other. It's looking like where they are now on the circuit. Yeah, so Coix is going to get a DRS. I think this is Coix's only opportunity now, Lee. Stay behind Racing Matt. Try and get the DRS to get as close to the back end as you go into turn 14 and turn 1. And just hold on and hopefully in the last couple of laps just give it a go.
Oh, but wait there. Here's Farth on the soft compound tyres now. He's coming up to the back of Bugatti, who's going to be battling out with Danny.
I don't think he's going to let him go. I don't see why he would let him go, to be honest, at this point. They're all fighting for position.
But then again,
Farth doing the switchback, but he's going to have the outside. He's got his teammate next to him. He does back out of it somewhat, and he goes around the outside, and then Bugatti is into a spin, so he's done his teammate no favours. Farth tonight taking absolutely no prisoners in his first race in RTG.
Yeah, but he's absolutely going for it. Oh, and there's just giving Danny a little love tap there up the rear as he's going around turn 2, and he's got the switch back there around turns 3 and 4 on the inside there, nicely done. So he's going to be side by side coming into turn 6. He's going to have the outside line.
Made contact.
Got a bit of contact here, but he first gets the traction on the exit and manages to move up into that 4th position. We've seen Chuckle there managing to make
get past as well, yeah.
Yeah, make up on the mistakes of them battling.
I think, Lee, this could get very close. This really could get quite close. I'm not sure if we got enough laps left, but this is becoming very, very exciting. We've got the top 2 with Coix Gamer on that medium tyre. He's been on that since lap 11. And within a 50% race, that's a long time at a circuit like China to be on a set of tyres. Obviously, Racing Matt going to go to the end on the hardest, longest lasting tyre, the hard compound. But I think Coix is going with that strategy at the moment. They're trying to hold in that DRS until the last couple of laps where he'll give it a bit of an all or nothing attempt.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we've just been looking at the gap there from in between Chuck and Farth there for 3rd and 4th. Farth has took, just in sector 3 alone, about a second off of Chuck in just that sector alone. So it just goes to show you how different the grip levels are at this stage between the mediums that are really old and busted right now to the grippier soft tyre.
Oh, we've got 3.5 laps to go. I think it's been a very, very interesting race up to now. I'm really unsure at the moment, Lee, who's going to win this.
I think, well, it could be Coix or Racing Matt if they're battling out like this.
But then on the other hand, Lee, we're almost down to 5.5 seconds for Farth on Chuck, along with Chuckle, and then they've only got another 2.5 seconds, and the pace they're going at, if the mediums start dropping off,
but by now they should have already.
But I think being in that Red Bull, Coix Gamers took a leaf out of Sergio Perez's book here.
Danny and Matty Jones side by side going into turn 14 now. Matty Jones has got the inside line, Danny's on the outside. and Matty manages to get that nicely done, sealed and delivered up into 6th place. But yeah, now Farth has got that gap down to 4.7 seconds from 8 seconds at turn 13 in the last lap, on lap 24, sorry.
Yeah, it's just so interesting. Thanks everyone who's stayed with us throughout this stream. We've had a pretty decent number of people watching throughout the stream, so it's much appreciated, and hopefully we're going to have a brilliant climax to this race. It's looking more and more likely it's going to be between these two drivers, the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull, the two Red Bull teams fighting for the win. And we'll just keep an eye on Farth, down to 3.5 seconds. They're only 7 seconds now off the leaders. I think that's probably a bit too much now. If we'd have had maybe a couple more laps. But you never know. As Koit's now, that grip is really starting to fall away.
Yeah, we can see that gap just increase. Just more and more. I think Racing Matt's pulled off the belter of a strategy here with going on hard compound tyres and just wearing it out to the end. Farth, on the other hand, I think he could possibly maybe get a third, maybe even a second, depending on how quickly these medium tyres are going to fall off and if it's going to cause anyone to do any slips.
Yeah. So 2.3 seconds. You can see Chuck ahead of him. I think Farth could, if it goes his way, he has a slim chance of getting second. He's got a good chance of getting third, though.
Oh yeah, I mean he's only what 2 seconds off, and at the rate he's going, it could happen. Dan done with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
So only 2 drivers have had penalties today.
And
I think Dan's trying to go for the fastest lap, actually.
Yeah, it looks like it. But he's going on the mediums, so whether he's going to be able to get that or not.
1.4 seconds between Chuck and Farth.
Yep, he's got him in his sights right now, and we're seeing, Paul getting a 3-second time penalty, but we're seeing Correct Gamer, that gap's increased 2 seconds now. Well, just under 2 seconds.
Trying to get these tyres to the end now. Gave it a good shot. There was only a few laps left, but with just over 1 lap now to go, we're about to go on to the final lap with our race leader. We'll come back to him towards the end of this lap. Farth, however, now 1.1 seconds behind Chuck. This now is the fight for third. Is Chuck going to be able to hold on those medium tyres? Farth is going to have really one opportunity here, I think, Lee.
Yeah, he's going to have to go for it. And there's Chuck using up his battery, trying to just get him to stay away from that.
He's in it now.
Yes.
And of course, gets into your head as well when you get into that DRS. It does deflate you a little bit. He's just got to hold on.
Oh, Correct Gamer, 3-second time penalty.
Oh, wow.
Second place now.
Wow.
So, Farth is going to have to get this done on the track, and he's going to get that second place.
It's looking so good for him now. He's got super traction out of turn 12 and 13. He pitted on lap 22. He gets past on the final lap, and he potentially is going to take second place. It's not going to be all bad for Chuck, though. He could get third here, but once we get on the anchors at the hairpin, looks like Farth has sealed that third place, at least, as Racing Matt, who was 19th in the championship before today, and at the end of today, he wins the Chinese Grand Prix, takes maximum points in the race. Farth comes home in second, Chuck in third. Coix is now off the podium. Chuckle finishes 5th.
Oh, Chuckle
Race.
just missing out there on that 4th position by just under 3/10 there. And the gap between Ginge and Danny there to just over 3/10 there. We got a full swap in places there between 9th and 10th there. Lee and Royal Rumble coming across the line, moving for Tender, who's way a bit back. Not had the best of races.
I'm a little conflicted tonight, Lee. I'm not sure whether to give. I think I want to give Chuck. I don't know about you, but Chuck the driver of the day.
Oh, sorry,
Oh!
Dan just spun Taylor Danny coming out the final corner there.
Oh wow! Wow!
Oh.
I had a couple of controversies tonight. A couple. Anyway, yeah, quickly before the order, saying Phil's driver of the day. What do you think, Neil? I was thinking Chuck, maybe Farth, but then on the other hand, I don't mind talking about it publicly. He was maybe a little too aggressive in places. And
I mean, yeah, I would say, but managing to pull off that.
second place in the end.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
quite remarkable. But getting that little bit of luck at the end also.
Yeah. So okay, then we'll go with Farth for driver of the day. The driver who finished in second place.
So, having a wee quick rundown of the final order here. It's Racing Matt who walks away with the win here this evening. Farth came home in second there. Fortunate enough for him, Coyotes Gamer getting that penalty and dropping down to 4th. Chuck in 3rd. Coyotes Gamer in 4th, as just said. Chuckle in 5th. Matty Jones in 6th. Danny in 7th. Bugatti Slow into 8th. Phil in 9th. 10th was Lee Royal Rumble in 11th. Pretender in 12th. Dan in 13th. Prof in 14th. Taylor Danny in 15th. And Ginge apparently didn't finish the race or something when it came up, but it says here he did. So, yep, 16th for him, 1:33.6 fastest lap for him. Ben Bowden lap down, and then we had Tyler, and Brad did not finish. So.
Well, I was going to say, Lee, I think that's the best week of racing we've had for a long time. That was a really good week. I think we've ended. So I'm going to have a bit of trouble this week picking moments of the week.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun. So we'll be back next week on Monday, of course, with Short Marcus. He will be on the channel again next week, I believe. If not, I think Lee would usually take over that stream. If not, but we'll be in Silverstone. It's a sprint weekend. Or what we call sprint weekend for Silverstone. Obviously, the old format that was from 2022. I don't think they've added the new format just yet. And then after that, will be next week. We're in Monza on a Thursday, so that one should be a pretty good one as well. And then we've got Belgium on Wednesday. Next time you'll hear me and Lee on the stream. So hopefully, Lee, that's 3 good tracks next week. So,
looking forward to them then. So, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. We had a lot of people watching this evening, so thanks very much. Yeah, make sure to like the video, please. Much appreciated. Gets the video out there. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure to watch out for the highlights for this video tomorrow at around 6 or 7 o'clock. Anyway, thanks very much once again. It's goodbye from me and from Lee.
Peace out.